I had an accident.
You had an accident? What does that mean?
You!
Pissy Pants Player of the Week.
I did download the recording of my Pissy Pants Player, so I'll go ahead and play it first real quick for you guys.
The head coach writes at Dean Mercado's face, has some words for him, clearly not happy. Maybe he's trying to motivate him. Just check out the...
Huh?
I'm in.
Yeah.
No complaints.
You don't mess with it?
I mess with it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want my coach like that, low key. Like the hitting part, a little aggressive, but I have a temper, and I absolutely would dog on a player if they did that. Like they would never see my field again unless they're like a talented superstar, like some backup person like that. No, never. Get off my team. I don't care. I'll take a whole loss before I play a man like that. I ain't about it.
No, I totally agree with that, but I don't know. I think that in that situation, he's more so. I think he's more so pissed that he might just be losing his job with how all this is going. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of it. Like that dude's already shitting on his own life in his head and like dealing with that, like because he knows how big of a mistake he just made, and like
Sure.
then you're gonna go degrade the guy. Like I get being pissed. I get yelling at a dude. I don't know if the whole thing was necessary. And like with the way that game ended, losing to the Titans, you have more issues than just that mounting over there.
Yeah, I think it's just like you got to keep that same energy. You can't come in and yell at a backup when they do something like that, but then your starters do whatever, and you got to keep it. If you're going to be the angry coach, you got to be the angry coach.
You got to keep it a buck, man.
You can't
keep
just
it a
lose
buck
your
like
temper.
dude who just beat you.
Like John Gruden would have yelled at somebody, but he would have yelled at everybody. Like,
Yeah,
it's just the way it works.
you can't.
The
You can't
consistency's
all go off
important
your
in the
face
process.
mask and like not get yelled at for getting concussed. I do that. That was the weirdest game I've ever seen. Like you have that play, and then you have the interception that turned out to be a fumble that was kicked into the end zone that Tyler Lockett that just jumps on for another touchdown. I'm sitting there like, how do we do that? Like, how?
Yeah, that's why my Pissy Pants Player of the Week is the entire Cardinals roster. Like none of these dudes look like they want to be there. None of them look like they want to play. This team started 2-0, and they didn't even look like they were having fun when they were 2-0.
Mhm.
I think part of the issue is Kyler. I think he's not leading a locker room the way that he wants to. I think part of the issue is like
Probably
the
leave.
coach aspect. Like you have an introverted, awkward coach that can't bring out the best in his players. Like this feels like a wipe it and start over. Get rid of Kyler, get rid of the coach, get rid of the GM, bottom up. There's just too much baggage. You've got Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride, and you should build around that.
I like a couple of their pieces on defense too. Like Walter Nolan's pretty good player. They have Will Johnson. Like they have decent pieces, but like yeah, I totally agree. It's not worth this whole error here is not working.
Yeah. Who wants to go next? Blake? Who's your Pissy Pants player?
All right. I feel like a Chiefs fan bitching about the referees after a close loss, but here I go. Sean Hockley. I know this is a football show, but this guy reminds me a lot of Gil Manzano, very very famous, infamous referee in La Liga. And whenever my soccer team, Atletico Madrid, goes up in any game and this guy's playing, I just know it's going to be a long day. I feel like this guy's got a main character complex. I think the game was incredibly over-refereed. It was a sloppy game. There was specifically the Joshua Farmer late hit. That one was pretty egregious. But the penalty call that he made that like I was beside myself at the Bills bar I was at was the pass interference that he called in the end zone. And Tyler, you can disagree with me. That was an uncatchable ball. It was out of bounds.
He didn't turn his head.
And I was losing my mind.
He fought through the contact, and Trey White didn't turn his head. Like I mean,
we've seen in multiple instances now where they don't care about whether it's catchable or not. They care about the principle of corner play. Because the same thing, I would argue the same thing happened in the Chiefs-Jags game. Like they called a pass interference on the Chiefs for the Jags on an out route that I was like, that thing sailed. Like nobody's catching that ball, but I mean, the corner was clearly interfering. So what do you do?
And to be fair, we did have another shot at 6 there. We didn't get it. We ended up getting 3. We probably would have gotten 3 if the penalty wasn't called. I do agree with you. The game, it was over refereed, and it was also over explained when the calls were coming in. Like, he was sitting there on the mic, like, trying to talk more, and like
nobody came to that game to see you, Mr. Referee.
Yeah, we're in full agreement on that for sure. Yeah, I'm with you on it. Trust me.
And one last thing, like, and it's not the first time we've seen him like over referee a game and shaft us on some calls. It was a year or 2 ago against the Jets. There was a pretty famous one. Josh Allen got horse collared, like very like clear as day, and like got spun around and like tossed the ball, and he called it an intentional grounding on Josh as he got horse collared. So yeah, he's not very well liked in the greater Western New York area.
He probably shouldn't be going around there.
Speaking of a man who's not liked in a big state, Nolan, why don't you tell us about your Pissy Pants Player?
The most expensive middle finger I've ever seen. $250,000 fine for a middle finger. Yeah, I'll go with Jerry Jones and calling it inadvertent and I didn't mean to. How do you accidentally go like this right to somebody?
Who did he flick off?
Yeah, I missed
Jets fans. He said, "Oh, it was a bunch of Cowboys fans down there." Wouldn't that be worse? Why are you flipping them off? So yeah, I mean, very very simple. Yeah, right.
It is actually crazy that Jerry Jones is clearly such a bad GM owner, and he's the second worst owner in the league, next to only David Tepper.
I think he's a good
I don't know.
owner.
Jimmy Haslam would like a word.
Haslam's up there too, for sure. I don't know, man. David Tepper going to a diner.
They're all pretty bad.
That was making fun of the team and being like, how dare you make fun of my multi-million-dollar business? Like, bro, go get on your boat and leave.
There was a sign there, like, saying, like, the Panthers, he's like, you gotta take that thing down, man. And he was like, dude, like,
bro.
Go home.
He's like, stop the limo. And he gets out and walks into like a 12-cent diner. And he's like, listen here, you whores.
Like, you could buy this whole building, bro. Just go home and do
That's what I would have told him.
do.
I'd be like, $500K, you can have it. You can take the sign down yourself. Get out of my restaurant.
You might have done it too. I would have been like, oh shit, let's go.
He throws beer on patrons and stuff. Like, him and Jerry Jones could really have a worst owner off. But I think I'd rather have Jones, to be honest.
Jerry's not a bad owner because he's good with the money. He's a bad GM though.
This is
football true. As a GM and the football stuff, he's lost.
I think it makes you a bad owner if you're clearly bad at an aspect that you can't remove yourself from. Like, I would argue that there's some semblance of like, if you do not have the wherewithal to remove yourself from that situation, then you're a bad owner.
You don't belong at the bottom, and it's time for you to get your butt from down there. It's time for you to stop being comfortable at the bottom. Get your butt up and get to where you're supposed to be. You are a royal priesthood. Get where you belong. Do what you're supposed to do. Live like you're supposed to live.
Fuck being rational. Give them what they asked for.